to the Dragons Den, opening night of the boys JV and varsity basketball season here at home. I'm your host, Aidan Accornero, co-joined by my producer, Owen Carlin, and co-host Tyler Lee for the first time this season. All right, we're going to start off tonight's game, JV Port versus JV CSI. About to start in around 50 seconds here. Tyler, you want to tell them starting lineups?
First, starters. At the point guard, we have Syed Gahid. At shooting guard, Caleb Garcia. Small forward, Fadi Greaves. At the center, Ethan Catherine. And at power forward, Daniel Grant.
All right.
Port Richmond. Number 1, Alan Cornell. Number 3, Cameron Smith. Number 13, Marcus Nieves. Number 34, Martin Pacty. And Joshua Vargas.
All right, we're almost at tip-off here, starting in a little less than a minute. We also have varsity player Marcus Newman as our cameraman right now because we have no one else. So if you want to judge the camera, judge it on Marcus. We're back to the GoPro full game tonight. No funky business after last night's mix-up against the girls. No Canon camera tonight. Well, our camera isn't working. Great, so give us a minute. We got the camera working. USB was just a little loose. Take those lineups off the screen, Owen, so we could get started. All right. About to be tip-off for the first game at home this year. Dragons looking to bounce back from their brutal defeat against Newdorp the other night on Thanksgiving Eve.
Yep, 86-25, Newdorp won over CSI.
And the tip-off is won by CSI, dribbled out by Nathaniel LeGrand. Pass out, 23. No good. Airballs that. Fast break coverage by Port Richmond, though. Just smacked away by number 11, Syed. That's out of bounds. Good hustle play by the Dragons to kick off tonight's game.
Port's player that watching this game, number 3, Cameron Smith, the freshman, had 13 points in the opening night victory over the Key Staten Island Tech.
Yeah, looking out for CSI tonight. That was a crushing defeat, obviously. 60-point loss on opening night on the annual Thanksgiving Eve kickoff. But all these said, this is a new, completely fresh JV team, essentially. Varsity lost almost everyone this year, so this is a completely new team that Maniaci's going to have to control. Pass out. Dribble in the paint by Port. No good. Port's driving in the lane. No good. Bounced out. Picked up by Syed. We have no camera again with the free ball taken. All right, and we're back. Yeah, a little funky tonight. We have not a usual cameraman, but again, stolen by Jacob Garcia, and that's a hard foul.
Yep, you see Cam Smith driving to the rim early. You're going to see that all night around of Cam Smith. He's going to make those layups soon.
Yeah. CSI is going to look for a star man this game. Again, rough starts always mean something, and for CSI, that tended to be a lack of star power. Same with Varsity.
And with the ball right now, one of the stars on the night for CSI.
That's out of bounds. Port Richmond.
I know, where's the CSI ball?
The inbound for Syed. Out to Nathaniel. Pass it into Syed. Syed for the lay. No good. Rebounded by Port. Number 1 for Port, Alan Cornell, dribbling it out. Double team. Pass out. Number 20. Josue Vargas, no good and out of bounds, going back to CSI. Still scoreless game here to start off. Nate to inbound it.
Well, Richmond is in a man-to-man press.
Both teams applying a lot of pressure here at the start defensively. CSI is running a lot of double teams and man-to-man coverage tonight. Same with Port Richmond. Here driving in the lane and no good. Port Richmond on the fast break. Fouled. No, as always, the game clock is another thing that our broadcast assistant Owen has to control. So if the game clock's a little off, it's whatever. Just ignore it. But let's get to know it. Port trying to get their first points in the first points of the game. Stolen almost by CSI. A little messy ball handling. In the paint, pass to the paint. No shot taken up. Bouncing around. And that's out on Port Richmond off the foot of number 3, Cameron Smith.
And now subbing off for the Dragons. Capped out with 6 points last game. Sophomore number 12, Ilya Terzivinoff.
Good enough. If we butcher your name, don't get upset, please. All right. Syed dribbling it out. In the paint, out to Ilya. Ilya pump fakes in to LeGrand. LeGrand for the lay. The first points of the game go to Nathaniel LeGrand, number 1.
Yep, LeGrand did not get the play on opening night. He's back tonight. You see what he's done already.
And that's a foul on CSI. That's number 23, Jacob Garcia again. Yeah, Nate missed the first game. He's going to be one of the stars you have to look out for this JV team. Big man, certainly scores a lot of points in some of the scrimmages. He needs to take a lot of leadership this year with a whole new squad on the court. Ilya, good dude. The shot up, no good. Dribbling out, trying to reset the offense on this drive. Nothing going for Port Richmond thus far, and that's another foul.
That's the second foul that he picked up in a minute here, so Garcia's still looks like Coach Manioff is going to sub him out here.
Yeah, 2 fouls in the first 4 minutes of the game for Jacob Garcia. Not the best start. Some of those, sometimes when you're playing full press defense on that, you're bound to foul, but that blatantly didn't look like a foul. I didn't really see no hands there, but we're going to call it as the ref called it. Stolen on the fast break. Here goes Syed. Syed on the lay. No good. Rebounded by Port. Now the other way. Port Richmond on the lay. No good, but fouled by Nathaniel. No hands used on that.
Coach Maniyashi subbed in Hassan Mazoud for Jacob Garcia to move Fadi to the top of the 2-3 zone. Aaron Smith goes to the line to shoot 2. As LeGrand picks up his first foul of the night.
I'll think that's through.
Cam Smith for his first is good. Those are Port's first points of the night. 2-1. Smith for his second. Smith is good. 2 for 2. Sinks them both.
We got Ja Boogie in the house, everyone.
Ja Boogie's in the house. Staten Island legend Ja Boogie just arrived. Port steals it. Jump shot, no good. A little messy control of the ball, and that's going CSI's away. Out of bounds. Number 13, that's Marcus Nieves.
That's a tough. Yep, not a lot of scoring, but this is what we're going to expect out of the JV game.
Nate gets the inbound. Here dribbling it out. Hassan Masood to Nate. Nate a little messy with the ball. Calls for the play and throws it way out of bounds. He had the play lined up for Masood there, but that play was just chucked.
Port Richmond making the sub here early. Number 4, Jaleel Robinson coming on the court. The sub out number 15. Don't have him on the roster, so we'll find out who that is.
What, for Port? No, Elijah Williams for Port. Control. Driving in and good. Nice layup for Port Richmond. That's Marcus Nieves. 4-2. Dragons on a little scoring drought here. Low scoring effort overall. Nate manning the ball. Passes to Ilya. Keeps it in bounds. Out to Nate again. Nate again out of bounds.
Back-to-back turnovers for the Dragons.
Hassan Masood and Nate aren't locked up right now in their matchup. Keep throwing it out of bounds to each other. 3 minutes 45 to go in the first period. That was a nice steal by CSI. Here comes Syed. Syed, lay, no good. And that is out of bounds on CSI. Or is it? It is out of bounds on CSI.
Yeah, it's out of bounds on CSI. Port Richmond ball. Onto the game coming in for the Daniel Grant, number 5, Mahmoud Ahmed. Another vital to the CSI Dragons team who didn't play an opening night.
And the lay and fouled right into him. Right into him on that. He clearly drew a foul. No shot of that lay going in, but he'll take 2.
Yep, number 13, Marcus Nieves going to the line for Port Richmond.
It was coming up for his free throws. First of 2. First of the night. First is no good. In and out for Marcus. For his second. Yeah, this no good. Again off the rim. Rebounded though by Port. Port. That was a interesting shot, but it's stolen by CSI.
That might have got tipped. As Fadi brings across the timeline.
His three-pointer's good.
First of the night. CSI takes the lead right back. Fadi Gergis with his first shot of the night. Stinks it in. And Ilya with the steal. Syed loses it though on the possession. Port, mid-range, good. Number 34, Martin Akpati for Port Richmond. Ilya with the ball. And that's stolen again by Port Richmond on another break. Port, no good. That's going to CSI.
As 2 subs come on for CSI, Accornero Grant and Mir Ali subbing on for Fadi G's and Alpha.
Ilya inbounding the ball.
Port Richmond still in that man-to-man press. As they turn it over.
Oh, that was full face on Ilya. Rough foul. Port's going right back to the line. 3rd trip to the line already tonight. They're 2 for 4, 50% on the line. And that's number 4 for Port Richmond. That's Jaheel Robinson, the freshman.
As Mir Ali picks up his first foul of the game for that bullshit.
That's in. First free throw of the night goes in for Jaheel Robinson. Robinson gets both. Ilya to inbound. Dragons trying to get a more consistent offense rolling now. Here comes Syed dribbling down the court. Syed into the lane, and that's a foul. Number 1, that's on Alan Corneal for Port Richmond.
I'm not sure what the team foul situation is right now, but for anyone at home who don't know, it goes by quarters, 5 team fouls in the quarters, 2 free throws. I'm not sure where we're at right now, but we have to be close to that 5 foul line.
I think it might be on the broadcast scoreboard if you want to check. You counting fouls? All right, whatever. You can figure it out. And stolen, Syed. Now to Nate. Ilya's wide open. Nate takes it himself though. Mid-range and good. Nate chooses not to pass out there, and it works out for the Dragons. That's 7-8.
Like Aidan said at the start of the game, they missed the Daniel, the first game of the season.
And stolen again by Syed. Syed, lay, no good. Hard fall there, CSI, but here comes Port on the fast break. And again stolen by Syed. Syed again for the lay, and good! Syed with the play.
Coach Miniati calls a quick timeout here. CSI goes up 9-8 with 1:32 left in the first
Dragons
quarter.
are rolling now. 1:32 left, but the CSI finally has a spark in them.
As you can see, this is definitely going to be a sloppy game on the JV level.
Yeah,
I
well,
think probably about 10 turnovers already. between
yeah.
both teams.
Well, what do you expect? Welcome to JV. When you lose by 60 points, what can you expect from the next game? But CSI is kind of rolling. Fort needs to get their act together. They had a good start. Both teams a little sloppy, relying a lot on fouls, free throws, chucking up a lot of random shots. But, you know, that's how it works down here. Get them trained for varsity.
You're L-mans, bro. Woody has to stay home and watch their siblings. L-mans.
You know, if you hear anyone else tonight, that's probably the crowd around us. It's always a tight crowd here at the Dragons Den, and people love surrounding the table for some reason. Never heard of them, but they're talking. Here comes Sport trying to get some points back after a nice run by the Dragons. Only a 1-point deficit, and that's out of bounds on Port Richmond. CSI ball.
Turnover by Cam Smith at the second of the night. We're not really seeing what we usually see out of Cam Smith.
Ilya inbounds. And that's stolen. Here come Port. Richmond driving in. Air ball to Ilya. Ilya loses it on his rebound. Sloppy play. Leaves him wide open. No good though. No one could seem to get a rebound for the Dragons right now.
That's
Port.
what's going to kill the Dragons today.
Three. Air ball. That's out of bounds on Ilya. That goes right out on him. Still 9-8.
45 seconds left in the first quarter.
Here comes Cameron Smith to inbound. And lay no good, but rebounded by himself. Out to Cam. A little trip up. Full court press. That's a jump ball. Port Richmond possession indeed on the jump ball.
That's what's going to kill the Dragons. Second chance opportunities. You got to crash the boards. You got to get rebounds. Get out of transition.
25 to go in the first. And that's tipped out by Port Richmond. Another turnover to start this one off. Rough first period from both sides on turnovers. Here comes Ilya to inbound. And that's a travel on Port Richmond, or on CSI, excuse me.
Back turnovers. Syed subs on. Take out Jacob Garcia.
Both teams looking for a last shot. Port looking to take the lead back. CSI looking to hold on. 17 to go. Here comes Cam manning the ball. Into the lane. No shot. Mid-range. No good. And that is out on Port Richmond. CSI will have one shot. 5.4 to go in the first. One shot to try to get something in tonight.
Follow Port Richmond now. Expand the pressure. Force them to turn over like they've been doing all night.
Pass out to Syed at the buzzer. Good! Buzzer beater, Syed. What a start for CSI.
That is a big transition for the Dragons. Way to end that quarter up 4.
They're on fire right now.
Coach, you said people in Florida couldn't hear you.
Huh?
Yo, is this where you're having it?
No, right here. Yeah. You wanna increase the volume on it?
No, I increased the volume. You speak?
Hello?
Alright, you're good.
Alright. We're back.
All right. We had some reports that you couldn't hear Ty, so we fixed his mic up. Hopefully that's good for now. Let us know if it's not, though. But here we go.
Hello?
I'll test it out a little more.
Hello?
It's weird. It's really weird. I don't know what to do about it.
I can raise it.
Raise the volume.
I can raise it. Can you just speak?
Mic check.
Oh, Jack, speak.
Hello?
Do I not have
Alright, we're back here for the second quarter of action in the Dragons' lair. CSI will open up with the ball, 12-8, after the buzzer beater 3 by Syed.
Yeah, again, great start for the Dragons after a rough loss. Fadi out to Nathaniel. Nathaniel out to Fadi again. Fadi in the lane. That's full grab by Port Richmond. It's going to Port though.
Jumbo air possession to Port Richmond. Looks like we have a sub here for Port Richmond, number 14. Okay, this time we actually don't have one.
Well, there's one person on the roster without a number, but I don't want to, falsely mark someone, so we're just going to resist from saying their name for now. Port trying to get back to a start after their good start. Here goes in the lane, blocked by Nathaniel. Here comes Syed. Syed passes up, and that's out of stolen by Port on the turnover, on the fast break. No shot. Pass up. A little sloppy play. Typical JV sloppy play for both sides. Hard to commentate that bit, but CSI gets the ball on that.
Yep, countless turnovers so far. I think we've seen maybe more turnovers than total points we scored in this game.
Probably.
And now subbing on for CSI to take out Nathaniel O'Grand, number 25, Ethan Crowley. O'Grand's impact has been big in his first game back for the Dragons.
Here Hassan to inbound. Out to Fadi. Out to Syed. Syed dribbling down. Syed dribbles pass. Syed for the lay. No good though. Syed gets his own rebound. Tripped up a little. Port gets the ball. Port mid-range shot and good. That's number 4, Jaheel Robinson. Got quite the crowd around us here at the Dragons Den. A lot of people talking to us. Here's Syed. To Fly. Syed, mid-range jumper, no good. Rebound Port. CSI still has not scored this period, but Port has only scored 2. Three-pointer way off for Port Richmond, but they rebound their own shot.
Cam Smith has not been looking so good for the Dragons so far, for the Raiders so far, as we have a foul on the ground on the Dragons.
Yeah, Cam Brickett looked completely off tonight. He looks nothing like himself from last game. That was a rough three-point attempt. But Cam Smith hopes to get back to it. Port's going to need a spark right now. They have no one that's really going for anything. And Port, as I say that, banks in the layup. That's Zaire Thompson.
Jacob Garcia subbed in for the Dragons during that stoppage. He has 2 fouls, so he can't pick up a third one here.
Here's Syed. Syed gets past the man. Syed in the paint, no good. Gets his own rebound. Again, no good. Syed, though, blocks the dogfight on the ground, but Port gets it. Port on a fast break. Only 3 men. Ilya in the paint, no good on the rebound. Look, Port, Cam Smith for free, no good. Ilya rebounds it.
Yeah, Syed has to be the floor general for this CSI McAllen Dragons.
It's turned over again. And the shot, airball, no good. Countless mistakes on both ends. That's another mid-range shot, no good for Port. CSI, oh, shoved out.
Foul on the Raiders. That should be the 3rd foul of the period so far, 3 minutes in. So 2 more fouls and the Dragons are going to the free throw line.
Yeah. Fadi's had a good game. Syed's had a good game. But the problem for CSI so far has been they're getting past Port. They can't land their shots, though. When they get in the paint, they keep missing their own shots, and they keep getting their own rebounds, but they have to start sinking shots at some point. They can't keep relying on this. And the turnovers are becoming an issue. Back-to-back turnovers in the matter of me saying it. And that's a foul and 1 for Port. And the lead goes right back to the Raiders. Going out of his shoe, that's Jaheel Robinson. Coach Maniaci's not very happy right now, nor should he be. Jaheel Robinson going to the line again. You know, CSI has been playing hot potato, it seems, and Port Richmond seems to just keep intercepting it. It's like watching Jets Sam Darnold out there. Free throw, no good. Rebounded by Ilya.
That's what the Dragons have to do. They have to break the press, get the ball across the timeline, set up in their offense. They'll get open shots, they'll get good looks, and they'll eventually sink them down.
Yeah, no, the problem hasn't even been getting shots so far. CSI's producing good opportunities. They just seemingly have the yips and can't make layup. And that's a foul. No layup in, but again, we're going to the line. That's Syed going to the line.
See how Syed bounces back here after his open net performance. He shot 2 for 8 from the foul line. He's going to the line shooting 2. He has to be the floor general, the scorer. He has to do a lot for the CSI Dragons.
Syed for his first free. No good. Rough start. Again, the yips it seems to be for this team.
Varsity subbing back in, taking out Jacob Garcia. He has 2 fouls.
For his second free throw. And that one is good. 13-14.
That was CSI's first point of the quarter on that free throw by Syed.
4:25 to go in the second. All right, here goes Cam Smith. And no good again, but rebounded again by Port. And that's a foul. Shove him in the back. Again,
Fouls on big man center Ethan Kaepernick. Sends Port Richmond to the line to shoot 2.
yeah, that's Port Richmond seemingly can't get any plays going for themselves. The only times they seem to score tonight are when CSI gets them in the paint and keeps shoving their back and fouling them. It's been a rough start. CSI just needs to pull back a little on that. That's repeatedly how Port's getting their opportunity as they miss both free throws, and it remains 14-13.
And another thing for Port, and there's another thing.
Nate throws it right into Cam Smith, and that's a shot. Cam Smith finally gets one to land after a missile turnover by Nathaniel.
You know, sometimes as a basketball player, it's good to see one go through the basket as Syed hits the layup. So Cam Smith, leading scorer for the Port Richmond Red Raiders, 13 points in their last game, has struggled so far, so it's good to see him have one go through the hoop.
And that's no good.
Clock malfunction.
Yeah, whoever's running the shot clock finally messed up. Took long enough. If you were here at the girls' game, we had a few mix-ups. But
Victoria Jacob on the clock.
yeah, better have not been Vicky J. Vicky J has been complaining all night about us. So Vicky J can come over here. She'll probably be here at the halftime show.
Definitely.
If you stay here, Vicky's going to have a word for this JV game. Here comes Cam. Again, Port has the pieces. We've seen it. But Port nor CSI seemingly can get anything going, nor retain possession. Again, no good. But again, back to Port. Again.
As I said earlier in the first quarter, one of the biggest things for the Dragons is second chance opportunities. You have to limit the second chance opportunities.
Foul on Port Richmond. To the line for the first time, Ethan Kaepernick. And that is off Port's foot. Ilya inbounds. Out to Syed. Syed again needs to be the floor general tonight. He needs to start landing his shots. The rest of the team's going to struggle until he can get his own crap going. And that's out of bounds on Port.
Port Richmond is in their man-to-man defense, a traditional defense in the game of basketball.
Inbound. Ethan Kaepernick. CSI. Body, that's a trap. Oh, yeah. Here goes back to Port. 16-15. Some disgruntled fans here watching this one. Again, JV's never pretty, but it's been exceptionally a mess tonight.
Port Richmond has outscored CSI 8-3 in the second quarter so far in 6 minutes of play.
That's
Another
thrown
turnover.
out of bounds for another turnover. Again, anything that gets picked up by the mic is not us. So, like, you know, if you hear anything, we got some fresh mouths around us. Again, CSI almost turns it over, but a nice pass, no look. Yeah, Syed, the floor general, needs to get something going here. Syed into the paint, shot, again, no good. Out to Ilya for free, and good, sinks that. Free ball for Ilya, 18-16, there goes the lead for Port Richmond.
Port Richmond changed out of man-to-man on that last defensive possession, went into a 3-2 zone, and Ilya was able to knock down the three. As Fadi picks up the foul on Cam Smith. LeGrand and Hasmou will sub in for the Dragons.
We're Gucci. I just checked with the broadcast assistant, so everyone's not getting picked up next to us as far as we're concerned. If they are, can't really do nothing. And that's CSI ball again. The sloppy pace seems to be reversing now. Port's starting to lose their grip on this one. CSI starting to get the hang of it. Here comes Syed again, looking more consistent. Out to Ilya. And out to Fadi. Fadi, mid-range, no good. Here comes Port. Port to the paint. Mid-range hook shot, no good. CSI almost can't catch the rebound. And stolen by Port. It's like Groundhog Day for CSI. And that's tipped out of bounds. Nice breakup for Fadi.
CSI McCown is in a looks like a 2-3 zone, pressuring the top three-man down low. Saya with the steal, knocks it onto the scorer's table, remains Port Richmond ball.
Yeah, we're gonna try it noise suppress, but you know, we can't really do nothing. You know. Yeah, again, we're gonna try to get them out. Again, oh, what the heck? Sloppy. Ilya tips it up. What is going on? Shot, free ball, no good by Port. Catch a rebound, CSI, as they foul again in the paint.
CSI is lucky that wasn't an and one. I've been saying all game, second chance opportunities is going to kill you. You got to get rebounds. You got to crash the boards. They do have bigs. They have the bigs to do it. They just got to get the rebounds. As Port Richmond goes to the line for 2 shots. Number 22, Zaire Thompson. First shot is no good, back rim.
Is that the track one? That's not the bull one, right?
Yeah, not.
18-16, second quarter, 36.3 seconds left. First shot was missed. Let's see what he got on the second one.
Wait, is it a Nike sponsor or not?
Nike.
And that free throw, no good for Port. CSI actually gets the rebound on this one. Here's Nathaniel, almost chucked it again. Nate dribbling. What the hell was that shot by Nathaniel? You know, I tend not to hate on shots, but that was absolutely ridiculous. What was they thinking on that?
Now fouls Port Richmond here. 25 seconds left, you're down by 2. No stupid turnovers, hold for 1 shot. But if you get that, you might as well do it.
Right up. 15 to go. Ilya, 14.
Timeout, Coach Robert Maniaci with 11.7 seconds
CSI
left.
looking to get one last shot in a tie game at the half. 11.7 to go. One of these teams want to enter the half with a lead. CSI nor Port have played a good game tonight. You know, it's probably been the sloppiest game I've had the pleasure of watching recently. But, you know, I shouldn't be trashing. You know, it's whatever. Hopefully someone locks in. Again, we just need consistency. This team has lacked consistency all tonight they've shown they can do it. They've had the ball general control for Syed. Syed's done it. Nate's been getting blocks and controlling the ball well, but they can't seem to land layups. Layups have been a killer, and mid-range have been a killer for this team. If you're not draining frees and you can't land your lays, you're not getting points. It's simple as that.
I just want to go over that last possession. I proposed that the Raiders should go for one shot, but a defensive breakdown there from the Dragons. They pressed up in their 2-3 zone. The back three guys went up above the box, which led the baseline runner to sneak through into the paint, hit that layup to tie it up.
The clock reset. They might need to fix that.
It's 11.7 seconds.
11.7 seconds to go.
If fouls for Richmond here, yeah, they definitely have at least 4 fouls in the quarter. You can't give them extra 2 free throws. You can be aggressive, but you can't foul.
Again, Port can give up the shot here. It's only the second period. At the end of the day, you just can't get them a free shot. CSI struggled overall shooting tonight. You can't just give them free touches tonight. Can't give them the free opportunity. Syed dribbling it out. 5 to go. Ilya, turnover. Port, will they get the shot? Cameron Smith, blocked by Ilya. That's the end of the first half. On the turnover by Ilya, Ilya runs back to block his own mistake. What an end to the first half. We'll be back in a few minutes with thoughts on the first half and predictions for the second half.
That was a huge block.
Are they both muted? from the Dragons Den. We have about 25 to go until the second half starts, so we're going to have Tyler run through some of the key points going into this second half.
Yep. Well, first of all, tie game 18-18 for the CSI McCown Dragons. Syed has capped it off with 8 points. He's their leader in points so far. Jacob Garcia, the starting shooting guard, he has 3 fouls already, so you're not going to see that much action out of him from the second half. And Nathaniel LeGrand, first game back, 4 points. For Port Richmond, number 4, Jaleel, has 6 points early in the first half. And number 22, Zaire Thompson, has 4 points, but 0 for 4 from the free throw line. If Port Richmond wants to win this game, they have to hit the free throws. And also, Cam Smith, he has to get it going somehow, and I know he can get it going.
Yeah, no, definitely. Port's lacking right now. And again, Cam Smith is their key player. They have to run through Cam. If they can't run through Cam, they seemingly can't run at all. It's like the same if you look at some other teams. But again, they have to get rolling. CSI's on a little bit of a roll. They got to keep consistent, though, with the game plan. Limit their turnovers, and again, start landing their mid-range and their layups. Pass out to Nate to start, and immediately turned over. Again, the roughest start possible for CSI. But again, Port now turns it over. Jaleel Robinson tipped that. Again, this is exactly how the first half went and exactly how you don't want the second half to go.
2 turnovers in 5 seconds. I'm keeping track of second half turnovers this half.
Yeah, no, definitely. By the way, for anyone watching that complained about Tyler's mic, not complained, but just shouted it out, we hopefully fixed it for now. We're going to probably and that's going to Port. We're going to invest in a second good mic like the one I'm using. So like, hopefully, eventually we get 2 really good mics. Tyler's kind of on the beater mic right now, but we got rid of everyone around us, so hopefully we're good. Again, Port trying to get a little comeback, a little spark in them right now. Tied game. Into the lay and way off. And back-to-back misses, but back-to-back rebounds.
One of my key points at halftime was Jacob Garcia, the starting shooting guard, had 3 fouls. I said we're not going to get that much action out of him, but he's on the court right now. If he picks up 1 more foul, then you might not see him for the rest of the game.
That's tip. CSI on the break, though. Here comes Syed. Pass and foul. That was on Jacob Garcia. Jacob Garcia drove in and had both players jump on top of him pretty much. The inbound coming from Garcia on the baseline. To Nate. Back to Jacob, but stolen on the rebound. Here comes Ilya. No block that time, but a foul on Ilya.
Here comes foul trouble, so that's a foul the Dragons can take.
Definitely. Here come Port Richmond for their first free throws and first attempt at points of the night. We also have the Dragons cheer squad here, if you see them. Again, hoping to provide a good atmosphere. We have a lot of people here tonight. If you couldn't tell from the first half with everyone deciding to stand next to the booth and talk over us. And the first free throw, no good for Port Richmond.
Now this kind of reminds me of 2 years ago. In about 2022, maybe, it was the 4-0 Dragons versus the 4-0 Port Richmond Raiders. At the time, it was CSI's home opener, and it was packed out. Looks like it's the same thing here today.
That was one of my first games, I believe, that I actually attended in my sophomore year. So here come the Dragons again. Syed trying to keep his floor general status going and try to land something of his own. Syed, again, no go on the layup, though. Really having a hard time getting it in.
Yep. Here's Cam Smith. He's looking to get going.
Pass out and mid-range, no good off the rim, but rebounded by himself, back and in. That's Jaleel Robinson rebounding himself and getting it right back in for the putback. Here comes CSI, a little more fast-paced this time around. Nate for free, no good. The big man tried shooting that one there. He let it fly, but no prevail. And Ilya full smacked him.
That is Ilya's second foul of the half. He's picked up 2 fouls in the span of 2 minutes.
Yeah, not a great start for Ilya, who's coming off fresh off that quarter-ending block in the first half. That saved from his own turnover from a buzzer-beater layup for Port Richmond.
Now Syed, he's getting good looks at the rim. He's probably the most aggressive player on the CSI team. He drives to the rim all the time. He just has to finish. If he finishes most of his layups, CSI will be in the lead right now.
Marcus Nieves with a rough first free throw right off the front of the rim there.
See if he makes the adjustment for a second.
And he does. Banks it home. Here comes CSI now, trying to, again, get something cooking. Haven't scored in this second half. But again, Port's only scored 3, so it's not the most out of reach for them.
They haven't updated the points on the free throw on the clock yet. It's 22-18. Syed, turnaround jumper, won't go. LeGrand with the rebound, won't go.
No good. Syed steals, but no prevail, but he gets the free throw attempts.
Syed 1 for 2 from the foul line in this game. Like I said earlier, he didn't shoot well from the foul line on opening night. Let's see if he can knock down 2 or at least 1 out of 2 for the Dragons.
Some words being said from Syed to Port Richmond there. Cam Smith and Syed kind of going back and forth a little. Again, they seem to be the floor generals and the stars of these teams. They need to both get going. They're both having really rough starts, though. And we're already in the 3rd period. Hopefully one of them at least tries getting it going. Syed misses the first free throw attempt.
Yep, 1 for 3 so far, which means he is at 3 for 9 on the season.
Yeah, again, 30% from the line isn't the best start, but again, free throws tend to be the issue in high school. If you watch any games, it tends to be free throws. Even from the varsity team, had a really rough night, and that was a horrible
to the first and see if he can make it.
Adjustment on the second one. The CSI bench is getting loud. Second free throw, good. So the double technical foul. Now CSI will get the ball, I believe. Yep, it will be Port Richmond ball. Port Richmond ball at the side out.
We're good.
Yeah,
we
okay,
don't
now
know what the audio issue was. It cut out for some reason on the stream.
we're back, and Cam Smith lays the ball in the basket.
Game though, unfortunately, our mic audio cut out at the worst possible time. Back-to-back technicals, a little heated rivalry here. Syed pulls up, banks it home. CSI starting to get some aggression going now.
So for the people at home, that might cut out, but as you can see on the camera, Syed went on a personal 7-0 run to cut the lead to 1. As a turnover for the Raiders, bring it up, Syed.
Again, Syed blocked though. Hey, put back, no good. Port takes it. Here comes Elijah Williams. Williams in the paint. And good. What a game we got cooking now.
We have this is a heated rivalry here. The CSI McCown Dragons and Port Richmond. The three long.
Nothing but air on that.
That is a waste possession for the Dragons there. You're in a 3-point game. You're in a 1-possession game. That's not the shot you want to be taking off the first pass.
55.4 to go.
Technical foul, number 42 on CSI McCown. Port Richmond will shoot 2 more free throws.
My goodness.
When stuff gets shifty, you got to calm down your emotions. That is the 3rd technical foul handed out today, as long with 2 warnings.
Unbelievable. Again, you know, watching this game, you love to see the aggression, you love to see the spirit, but you can't get out of hand. And when things start getting out of hand is when it gets bad for both teams. We saw that last year when we played Newdorp on opening night. Things escalate in the wrong way. They start getting choppy, they start getting too aggressive, and we start getting violent. So again, both teams hoping for a quick reset here, and hopefully we can continue a heated game, but with a little more basketball and less fighting.
I wonder who that technical foul was picked up on, but I saw the bookman, John O'Connor, tell Coach Robert Maniaci that whoever the foul was this on has 4 fouls. So I believe it was on number 42. He has been subbed out of the game, so maybe it was on him.
Either way, 31, 27, 55 seconds to go.
Dragons bench getting loud. Cam Smith on the wing. Looking to play make. He hasn't really got going yet. He has made a layup in the last minute. Cam Smith called for a travel violation. It's McCown's ball.
Again, things getting chippy. No need to yell at the refs. That's how you start picking up more techs. Here we go, CSI trying to counter back after their technical foul. Here comes Syed on a hot run right now.
Foul Syed. Be patient, call out your offense, run your offense all the way through, get a good shot. You have 21 seconds left on the shot clock, no need to rush here.
Syed can't seem to get it past the pass. Syed in the court. Nice pass to Adi, but blocked by Port Richmond. Here comes Port on the break. Cam Smith. Pull back 3-pointer. No good. Rebounded though by Port. Shot up, no good. Air.
So that is a big issue that I've been saying. You guys probably heard me say it a million times, but that second chance opportunities, the Dragons gave up 2 second chance opportunities, which led into a 3rd chance opportunity, which led to a foul, which sent number 34 of Port Richmond to the foul line.
Yeah, no. Martin going for his free throw. No good. 4.1 seconds. If Port Richmond sinks this next free throw and CSI gets a shot, we might see another, at the buzzer play. We've had 2 amazing plays at the buzzer already. We had the nice shot in the first for CSI and the block for CSI to end the second. And we will get a shot. Syed chucks it. And the lane blocked by Port. Another great play to end the half, or the period, excuse me. This time it's Port getting the block. We've now had a buzzer beater and 2 blocks to end each period. So again, great way to end. We have 8 minutes left though. 8 minutes of action in a 4-point game. A heated game that's been getting really good. We had a slow start, we had a rough start, a sloppy start, but now things start getting real when you get to this 4th quarter.
Dragons At halftime, it was tied up 18-18. Port Richmond outscored the Dragons in that third quarter by 4 points, taking the lead 31-27 into this fourth quarter. The thing is, with that third quarter, emotions are getting high right now. We've seen 3 technical fouls, 2 warnings. Emotions got to be down. Playing like your brain's off. You gotta no technical fouls. Let those emotions go and just play basketball.
Definitely, but CSI, the one good thing you could say, past all the technical fouls and the chippiness that's happened, CSI is finally starting to get cooking. Their best players are starting to finally take command of this game. Not all on Nate anymore. Nate's contributing. Syed, again, went on that amazing hot streak.
Up 16 points on the night.
16 points on the night. You gotta get hot. You gotta keep consistent if you want to hold on and come back and you want to win this game tonight. You need your stars. You need Syed. You need Body to start clicking. You need your top scorers as we are about to start.
And just for the people at home, alone in second half turnovers in the third quarter, we had 17 third quarter turnovers. They got both teams, Port Richmond and CSI, have to clean that up in the fourth quarter. Looks like, yep, Port Richmond will come out in man-to-man.
Yeah, here comes Syed.
Number 12, bro.
Syed brings it up. Illy on the wing.
Love to see it.
Syed gets it back. Dribbling it up. Turnover for the Dragons.
Syed. Here coming the break. Port Richmond. No good. They don't get their rebound. CSI, oh my God, CSI coughs it up. What is happening? Sloppy play is back, but Nate gets it. Nate gets called again for a travel, but he didn't take a step. That's the second time already tonight. Second time this half that Nate has been called for a travel without taking a step.
The first 30 seconds of this half looks like something you would see on Shaq and Full and NBA. With turnovers, turnover, missed opportunities. That's what you're going to see here in the fourth quarter.
No good for Port, but Cam Smith gets his rebound. Out to Port. Port for free, no good. But again, catch their own rebound. Port trying to maintain control of this one. CSI is getting sloppy. CSI needs to stay more consistent. Port for free. Cam Smith banks it home. That's a free ball.
Don't let Cam Smith get hot in this fourth quarter.
Cam Smith had a really, really slow start, but we all know what Cam Smith could do. He's leading both this game and their last game, and he's good. He is really good when you let him. Don't give him the benefit of the doubt, even though he had a rough night. That kid can shoot.
He's a freshman.
He's a freshman. You're going to be seeing this kid for the next 4 years. You know, I'm going to be in college. I'm going to be a junior in college the next time you're going to see this kid graduate. So, you know, get used to him on JV. You're going to see this kid on varsity real soon.
Yep, you graduated from IS-51 last year, the school I happen to go to.
Jaleel running the court. Out to Cam Smith again. Finally tipped away from Smith, though. CSI steals it. In the lane for Syed. No good. But Syed gets it back.
I don't know, I might. Come on, bro.
Coach Maniyashi looks upset about this missed layups.
There's Fadi.
Fadi with it at the top of the key. He pulls up for three.
No
misses.
Good. CSI can't keep that one, and that's going back to the Raiders.
Yeah, this game's probably going to end early.
8-point deficit for CSI. Or excuse me, 7-point deficit for CSI. They need to look for a comeback real quick. Port, rough shot. Complete nothing but air there.
The Dragons have opened up in a 2-3 defense. That's what they've been doing all night. For Port Richmond, that man-to-man. And in the first quarter, they were pressing, and they haven't pressed since the first quarter.
Yeah, no. Syed needs to start getting back to what he was doing last period. He needs to keep his floor general up. He got to keep shooting. He's got to get points on the board here. 5:35 to go.
Big man, Ethan Crowley sets it out to the wing. Fadi driving baseline.
Tip, though. Stolen by Cam Smith. Cam Smith's going across the court now. Out. And that's a travel. That's on Elijah Williams.
22nd turnover of the second half so far. And I wasn't even counting the first half. We might have had 35 turnovers.
Yeah, probably. Might have more turnovers than points tonight, but it's how it is here. Here goes Syed. Syed driving in. Looks for the no look. That's on Syed. He taps his chest, calls that on himself. Good idea, but no one was looking for that one.
And a big thing for Port Richmond here, they won their last game versus the Keystone Island Tech, 57-32. They've scored 23 less points so far.
Yeah, CSI's already topped their score against Newdorp as Port throws it out of bounds. Again, Port needs to play this cautiously. We know what CSI can do when they get their shots hitting, but can they get their shots hitting is the real question. CSI just needs to start scoring. Ilya on the lay, and good. That's what we need to see.
Now, big thing here for Port Richmond Red Raiders. You're up by 5 right now. They have been rushing their possessions. The last couple possessions have been turnover, turnover, turnover. You got to slow it down, run your offense. It'll lead to good shots, and you'll win this game.
Exactly. And
like
that's
that.
a good shot, finally. Jaleel Robinson gets one. Port needs to operate their offense through Jaleel and through Cam for the rest of this game. They got a decent lead. Even without it, they're their shot makers. Syed in the lane and good. That's what we like to see.
That's Syed's 18th point of the night. 2
We're
more for the
cooking
20
now.
bomb.
And Port has playmakers. They have shot makers. They need to play slow, though. They can't rush their drives. That's when they're turning it over like they just did. Reset. Dragons not taking it too fast. Only down 5. 4 minutes to go. Pull up 3. Syed makes it home.
He sticks to 3 to put the Dragons down by 2.
Dragons then. Syed's cooking tonight.
21 points on the night. Syed, what a day for him.
That's a bounce back in. Syed steals it again. Syed on the lane. And good. Oh my God.
Timeout, Red Raiders. Syed has gone on a 7-0 run by himself to tie this game up for the CSIM Dragons.
What a comeback. What a game. Syed, what an effort. CSI's cooking now. Syed finally, the second half has gotten it going. And Syed is showing he is the star man for this team. He is the guy they need to run through if they want to consistently keep winning their games. This is how you play.
For anyone here, quick timeout. We have 3:40.
Oh, bro.
Camera's out real quick. We'll get that back. 3:43
Camera's out.
left in the fourth quarter. Tie game 36-36. We want you to stay tuned for our varsity basketball game between Port Richmond and CSI coming up next at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Oh, camera die? They can still hear me though, right? Little camera malfunction right now. We'll fix that. I'll run your play-by-play for now. As Aidan and as our whole crew here is trying to fix. Port Richmond Raiders will bring it across the timeline. CSIM Dragons in their 2-3 defense they've been running all night. Kick out to Cam Smith on the wing. His three-pointer. Long. Ilya with the rebound. Out to LeGrand, guarded by Smith. Syed will bring it up the timeline for the Dragons. He's trapped at the top. Turnover for the Dragons. Kick ahead to Port Richmond. Layup's good. They go up 38-36. Countless turnovers there for the Dragons. Fadi brings it up. Down the middle of the court. Kick out. Ilya for 3. Won't go. Rebound Port Richmond. They'll bring it up to 4 and slow it down, up by 2 with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Out to Cam Smith on the wing, guarded by LeGrand. He dribbles right past him. Layup's good. Cam Smith up to 8 points on the night. Timeout, Coach Rob Maniaci for the CSIM Dragons. Port Richmond's on a 4-0 run ever since that timeout. They hear me, right? So they still hear me, right? So I can talk with them.
Still here.
40-36 here in the fourth quarter. 2:48 left. Our GoPro has a little malfunction, has to charge. So I'll just tell you this by play-by-play. Little camera malfunction. Our camera is dead. Is it going to be able to charge for next game? It will be able to charge for next game. Maybe we'll have it back in the fourth quarter if this goes to overtime. But as we come out the timeout here, Dragons find themselves down by 4 points with 2:48 left. Dragons ball underneath. Port Richmond will go up in the press. They showed the man-to-man press in the start of the game at the first quarter. They haven't gone to it since that first quarter. They will press up Ilya the rebound. LeGrand will have it. He'll bring it up the floor for the Dragons. Guarded by Smith. LeGrand looking to start offense. Foddy on the wing. Foddy calls out the offense. Turnover for the Dragons. Thrown out of bounds. 2:35 left in the fourth quarter. Raiders up by 4. CSI will show press for the first time in this game. Port Richmond brings it across the timeline. Trapped on the wing. Turnover caused by Ilya. Syed to the lane. And he hits the layup over Smith. Gets the Dragons down by 2. That's his 25th point of the night. On the wing. Port Richmond driving it in. Shot off the glass. Won't go. Rebound LeGrand. He is fouled. They'll go the other way as an over-the-back foul on the Port Richmond Red Running Raiders. 2:12 left. Port Richmond will indeed press. CSI down by 2. They'll drop back into man-to-man. LeGrand brings it across the timeline. Guarded by Smith. He posts up on Smith. His shot won't go off the glass. 2 minutes left. Port Richmond kicks it ahead. Out of bounds. Another turnover for the Port Richmond Red Raiders. That is the 30th turnover of the second half. 1:56 left, down by 2. Syed brings it across the court. He sets up offense. LeGrand stops his dribble. Gives it up to Ilya. Foddy comes out at the top of the key. He's going out to offense. He gives it up to Ilya. Guarded by Smith. Out to Syed. He has 25 points so far. 13 seconds on the shot clock. Turnover, CSI McCown Dragons. Port Richmond gets it back. The layup. No good call. Foul on the ground. No, offensive foul on Port Richmond on a hook foul. It will be CSI McCown ball up by 2 at 1:28 left. Foddy will bring it up the court. He gives it up to Syed, guarded by Smith. 30 left on the shot clock. Syed with the turnover. Port Richmond will bring it up the court. They have to slow it down. Mid-range shot off the glass. No good. Rebound Syed. LeGrand, he has a wide open hit to the hoop. He is stripped by a Port Richmond defender. And it's thrown off for LeGrand out of bounds. It will be Port Richmond ball. Timeout CSI McCown Dragons. 1:08 left on the clock. Port Richmond leads by 2. Sonny. So how you doing? It is getting heated and intense in the Dragons' lair as we are trying to get our camera back, as you can see. Sorry, our camera. Hold by for a second. We come out the timeout. 40-38. Port Richmond Red Running Raiders lead by 2. 1:08 left. Looks like Coach Maniaci will come out in a press. I'm interested to see if he's in red. Looks like Syed and Foddy will stay up. Ilya will be at half court as a ball hawk. And LeGrand and Karik are back on defense. Port Richmond brings it across the timeline. 1:05 left. They get trapped. Smith with the ball. He brings it inside. Looks like Port Richmond will hold the ball here, try to waste as much clock as they can. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. They're going to hold the ball top. Syed is pressuring the ball. 15 left on the clock. Smith, he is fouled, going to the free throw line for 2 fouls with 44.3 seconds left. Smith going to the line, shooting 2. These are 2 vital free throws for Cam Smith today. And he hasn't really got it going yet, but we know what he can do. It is getting loud. Free throws. No. As we have our camera back. Aidan's going to be on the camera. I guess I'll take over by play-by-play. 40-38, 44 seconds left. Cam Smith's second free throw is good. Dragons go down by seconds left. Syed brings it across the timeline for the Dragons. Down on the shot clock. Coach Maniaci burns his last to go down by 3 to draw up a play with 39 seconds left. Aidan, you want to show the scoreboard? Or can you not see it from there? It is getting loud here in the Dragon's Lair. As you can see, we have a packed house out here tonight. Some CSI McCown alums, some Port Richmond alums, some fans. It is getting heated here. The cheerleaders are getting loud here, CSI cheerleaders. We are live here on Acorn Sports. 41-38 in the fourth quarter, 38.9 seconds left. JV action basketball between the 1-0 Port Richmond Raiders and the 0-1 CSI McCown Dragons. It will be CSI McCown's ball on the side out near the CSI logo. Let's see who set the inbound. Syedis Fadi set the inbound. Fadi set the inbound. Syed gets it at the top. Looks like, I'm not sure if the shot clock should have been reset, but it did. It is Port Richmond's ball on the turnover. The shot clock should have never reset there, but it did. 41-38. Now the clock isn't running. Foul on Syed, commits a foul. Still down by 3. The Dragons have to foul quick. .29 seconds left on the clock. Smith to inbound. Syed has to foul. 26 seconds. 3 seconds come off the clock. Dragons still find themselves down by 3. Looks like Mahmoud Offman, the sophomore, will come into the game. He's going to take out Syed. Looks like a little offense-defense move by Coach Robert Maniaci. Maybe Syed has some 4 fouls or 3 fouls. You can't risk him getting a foul. Fadi will foul. That has to be the 5 foul limit. And yep, that is 2 fouls. 41-38, 24.6 seconds left. Number 4 of the Port Richmond Raiders, Jaleel Robinson, set to go to the free throw line. He has been a main key for the Dragons, main key for the Raiders tonight without Cam Smith's heroics. The first free throw. It is loud here in the Dragons' lair. It's good. Port Richmond go up by 4 with 24.6 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Subs coming in for the Dragons. Syed and Jacob Garcia will come into the game. Jaleel Robinson set up to shoot his second free throw out of 2. He's safe the first. He will do the same on the second. Coach Maniaci has no timeouts left. Port Richmond lead 43-38. Fadi guarded by Cam Smith. Back out to Fadi. Into LeGrand. LeGrand spins. His fadeaway shot won't go. He gets his own rebound off the glass. Won't go. He gets his rebound. He is fouled going to the line for 2 with 9.5 seconds to go. Like I said, stay tuned for our varsity game. It will start in a couple minutes. Should be 10 minutes of warm-ups. Nathaniel LeGrand at the free throw line. down by 5. 9.5 seconds left. He airballs the first. That is a violation. The chance of the Dragons winning this game has decreased. Second one, he tries to intentionally miss it. And before Richmond gets the rebound, the clock did not run. The clock has to run. There should be about 6 seconds left on the clock. Let's see what the refs will put the clock at. Number 34 of the Port Richmond Red Running Raiders, Martin Abaki, going to the free throw line. He was one of their starters today. I like to call them Red Running Raiders, what they used to be called. If you want to call them Raiders, that's fine. First free throw from Abaki. He misses wide right. 43 to 38, 8.8 seconds left. Staten Island legend Ja Boogie is on baseline right here. Big fan of most of the teams on the island. He lines up. He sinks the second free throw. Dragons go down by 6 with 8 seconds. Garcia, Syed will bring it up. He dribbles across the timeline. His three is no good. And that will be the game in the Dragons' lair. The CSI McCown Dragons fall to 0-2 on the year, while the Port Richmond Red Running Raiders excel to 2-0 on the year. That is a big win for Port Richmond. That will do it here on Acorn Sports today. Make sure you tune in 10 minutes for our boys varsity basketball game between the 0-1 CSI McCown boys varsity Dragons and the 0-1 as well Port Richmond Raiders.
And we're back from the Dragons Den. You know, this is gonna be a little weird start. You know, me and Tyler switched mics. We switched up a little. The GoPro decided to die on us, which is great as always. So, you know, we're gonna have to use the actual camera that everyone obviously loves.
Yeah.
You know, the quality's not bad. It's more so just the distancing's pretty chopped. But again, we're just kind of have to run with it for now. Hopefully the GoPro's charged for like the second quarter. Yeah. So Tyler's gonna introduce you to some of the stats.
So, for the CSI McCown Dragons, they are 0-1. They lost their last game 78-43 versus the New York Central Cougars. They were led by Danny O'Connor, junior guard, who had 11 points on 3 3-pointers. Senior Marcus Nuama with 11 points. Senior big Don Ryan of Duke with 7 points and 8 rebounds. And senior guard, the floor general, Santo Plamenco with 6 points and 4 assists. Now for the Port Richmond Raiders, they lost to McKee Staten Island Tech 66-33. Now their struggles from the free throw line, they shot 16 for 39 from the free throw line for 39%, and they shot 0% from 3. Their leading scorer was Q Wright with 7 points. Now for our starting lineups today, first, our home team, the CSI McCown Dragons. At the 1, Santo Plamenco. At the 2, Marcus Nuama. At the 3, Danny O'Connor. At the 4, Xavier Farley. And at center, Boris Perra. Port starting lineup. As for Port Richmond starting lineup, number 1, Quidden Wright. Number 2, Justin Royal. Number 3, Adem Krista. Number 5, Jahir Hill. And number 4, Kasim Cromwell.
All right, getting ready for the tip-off. Here's Boris taking the tip for the Dragons.
We are almost underway.
Again,
We just got to tuck into
the camera's fine by certain for now. We'll run like this. One by Port. They missed it.
Already the Raiders firing up a 3. They did not hit a 3 last game. That's a big storyline to watch today.
Danny O'Connor.
Marcus Nuama drives into the paint.
Marcus Newman.
And the clock is not working.
You know, again, it's going to be a rough watch until we get the actual camera back. So
Bear with us. We'll be just fine. We got that shot clock issue fixed. CSI McCown will take it outside out. Nuama to inbounds. He gives it up to Farley. It's a backcourt violation.
Bad play by the Dragons. Here comes Port Richmond for their first
CSI already with 1 turnover in this game so far. Port Richmond's second offensive possession. They have it in the corner. Drive inside. The little mid-range is no good. Second chance opportunities. And they will get fouled, sent to the free throw line.
You just do play-by-play.
All right.
Tyler's going to switch over to play-by-play. So, you know, we get everything working again. Hopefully next game won't be as bad.
If you guys were tuned into our JV game, the JV lost by 6 points, but a main key of that game was second chance opportunities. The JV gave so many second chance opportunities, which led to layups, fouls, and ones. That's one of the main reasons why they lost. Looks like Don Ryan at Duke is subbed on for the Dragons here, replacing Xavier Farley. He had 1 bad turnover to start off the game. As Nuama gets the rebound, he'll control it crossing the timeline. Nuama drives to the paint inside. The layup's no good. Rebound Port Richmond. They look to push ahead. Stop. Corner shot 3. He misses it long. Rebound Port Richmond. Bounce out to the corner. Pump fake. Back out to the top of the key. Corner jumper. He sticks it. 2-0 Port Richmond Red Raiders. Port Richmond comes out in a 2-2-1 press. Let's see what the Dragons can do to break it. Turnover by the Dragons, Marcus Nuama. Layup for Port Richmond is no good. Second chance opportunity falls to the Raiders. Foul down low. Port Richmond will be heading to the line, shooting 2. Number 1, Quentin Wright will be heading to the line here for the Port Richmond Red Raiders. The first free throw from Quentin Wright is no good off the front rim. Boris will be subbed out here. Xavier Farley back into the game. 2-0 here, Port Richmond Red Raiders. Quentin Wright comes to the free throw line for a second of 2. And like we've seen, one of my main points, free throws. And as I hit that free throw right there, 16 for 39 is not going to win you a game from the foul line. Port Richmond will be pressing. Nuama out to Pomenko. He throws it back. The Dragons got to get it across the timeline. They do. Don Ryan has it at the top. Don Ryan has it. He drives to the paint. He's going to keep going. He's going to take it all the way. No good. Farley with the rebound. It's tip. It's Port Richmond ball. Port Richmond across the timeline. Back out to the top of the key. He splits the trap. The layup is no good. Don Ryan with the rebound. After Pomenko, the floor general. He'll be running offense for the CSI McCown Dragons today. Coach Daniel Lee calling out the play from the sideline. Nuama's at the top. He's calling something. Don Ryan sets him a screen. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Out to Santo on the wing. Nuama for 3 from the top of the key. Won't go. Rebound Foley. His layup's good. CSI's on the board. Second chance opportunity there for the CSI McCown Dragons to get on the board. Pass inside to the interior. Back out. Pump fake. Mid-range shot is short, but X fouls him on the jump shot. He'll be going to the line for 2. That is Justin Royal. Going to the line for 2 shots. Our refs today, Sharif Abdel-Rahim and Matt Wheel. Royals at the foul line. His shot's no good. 1 for 3 from the foul line is the Port Richmond Raiders so far tonight. Second shot from Royal is good. Port Richmond up by 2. Nuama goes to inbound. He can run the baseline on the make. Santo dribbles it up, drops it off to Nuama. He kicks it ahead to X in the middle. He looks opposite. O'Connor for 3. He sticks it. Stanley O'Connor, the leading 3-point shooter for the Dragons, capitalizes on a 3-point shot. CSI up by 2. You're going to see that all night long from Danny O'Connor. At the deflection from Nuama. Top of the key. Nuama goes flying to our setup. Kick out corner. Corner 3 is knocked down good. Port Richmond has their first 3 of the season. As a terrible turnover from Santo Flamenco. Rolling, it's a charge. Marcus Nuama steps in and takes a charge on Quinn Wright to give him a foul. Bad turnover there from Santo. He's the floor general. He'll fix that up though. Nuama has it. It's in the Flamenco. Flamenco out to O'Connor. Back out to Flamenco. He'll bring it across. Farley brings it inside. It will be a jump ball. It is CSI McCown ball. McCown's ball underneath Flamenco to take it out. Port Richmond is in a 2-3 defense. O'Connor has it at the wing. Back into Santo. O'Connor back out. X at the wing. He'll slow it down. Corner 3 is good. Santo Flamenco sticks it to give the Dragons an 8-6 lead. Let's see if Port Richmond can come back with something. Blocked by Xavier Farley. Picked up by Marcus Nuama. He brings in transition. Guarded by Quinn Wright. The layup is good. Dragons takes a lead 10-6 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Ball inside. Layup. 6. Xavier Farley picking up the foul. Port Richmond Red running Raiders will go to the free throw line. That is Farley's second foul, I believe. Starting center Boris Perro, number 15, will come onto the court. First shot's no good by number 2, Justin Royal. Summing in for the game for Port Richmond Red Raiders, number 20, Rico Myers. And for the Dragons, like we said, Boris Perro. Rebound by Don Ryan. That is his third rebound so far today. Santo brings up across the timeline. He is trapped. Jump ball called. It will be Red running Raiders possession. Xavier Farley getting taught by one of the assistants of CSI McCown, Coach Wesley. Also joined by another great assistant, Coach Larry Tyrone. Ball drive low. Layup is fouled by Boris Perro. Number 3, Adem Krista will go to the line. Number 11, Stanley Cushnier will sub him to the game. Let's see who Coach Daniel Lee subs him in for. The first shot is good by number 3, Adem. Sorry, I lost my pen. All right. Second shot from Adem. He already synced the first. Second is good. Rims in. 10-8. CSI McCown Dragons still have the lead. Stanley Cushnier subbed in the game for number 15, Boris Perro. Tipped by Port Richmond. O'Connor picks it up in the backcourt. Out to Nuama on the top at the logo. Don Ryan has history. Long rebound. Stanley Cushnier. It's tapped. Cushnier will pick it up though. And a turnover from him. And Marcus will pick it up from another turnover in the corner. He looks to bring it up. Marcus will bring it up. As he turns it over, Port Richmond runs down the court. Number 4 misses the layup. O'Connor with the rebound. Don Ryan brings it up. Fast-paced game so far. So what you're going to see in varsity basketball. As a foul is picked up with 3:05 left in the first quarter. 10-8 is your score. Number 13, Hassan Jabbar, former CSI McCown Dragon, has subbed in the game for Port Richmond. He transferred to them 2 summers ago. Stanley Cushnier has it up top. He looks to pull up. Coach Lee's calling out to play from the sideline. Cushnier gives it out to Santo. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Santo brings it up. Don Ryan in the corner. He passes it out to Nuama. The Dragons rocking their classic baby blue uniforms. 8 seconds left the shot clock. Santos 3. Air balls out of bounds. Port Richmond's ball. The Red Raiders will be running their traditional red Port Richmond jerseys with Raiders script across the front. Jabbar with it on the wing. He's looking inside. He'll throw it across. Back out to Jabbar. His corner 3. Short. Cushnier taps it. It will be Port Richmond ball. Like I said earlier, guys are going to hear all night from me. Second chance opportunities is one of the biggest things here in varsity basketball. Inbounds here, number 2 into the lane. Misses. Tip in good by number 1, Quinton Wright. The Dragons looking to break the press. Santo Plamenco will bring it up. He gives it up to Nuama. He gives it in. Turnover by Nuama. Jabbar will bring it up. Foul committed. Nope. Sharif Abdel Rahim, the referee here, calls a turnover. Travel on Hassan. Number 1, Jalen Rosario guard will take out Marcus Nuama. The score is tied 10-10 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Rosario to inbound. He has Cushnier in the corner. Cushnier drives. Spin back right. The fadeaway is no good off the backboard. 10-10, a minute 53, right. The Raiders looking to drive some offense here. Pass inside, no good. Don Ryan with his 4th rebound on the day. His ally pass to Rosario, he brings it up, he slows it down. Don Ryan with it. He drives in right. He spins back left. Rosario's 3 misses. Coach Danny Lee wants a foul. They don't give it to him. Port Richmond gets the rebound. Santo Pomenko commits a foul. That is a 6th foul on the Dragons this quarter, which means the Port Richmond Raiders will go to the free throw line. First shot is good from Mark. First shot is good from Justin Royal. And one of my keys to the game, Port Richmond shot 16 for 39 from the foul line. They have been over 50% so far in this game. Nwama might be dealing with some cramps. He's sitting down there. Free throw is missed. Rebound, Don Ryan. He has been terrific. Oh, he's been terrific off the glass for the Dragons this season. Subbing in for the Dragons, number 31, big center, Johnny Howard. Stanley goes up for the shots, deflected. Dragons look to put, Raiders look to position transition. Jabbar misses it. It is blocked. Rosario picks it up. 1 minute left. He'll slow it down. And it's a turnover by Rosario. It will be Port Richmond ball. Last year, the Port Richmond and CSIM Account Dragons split in the regular season in PSAL play. In the Staten Island High School League tournament, CSI ended up getting the 12 seed. Port Richmond got the 5 seed. Port Richmond ended up losing that game in an upset to CSI McCown. 48-45 was the score of that game. Port Richmond looking to seek revenge after what happened last year. Dragons have a whole different team this year so far. Santo Pomenko, the transfer from Curtis, and a lot of kids brought up from JV. The layup is good by number 20, Rico Myers, which leads the score to, it should be 13-10 on the scoreboard, but it's 12-10. Don Ryan brings it across the timeline. He's guarded by Recco. It's out of bounds. It will be CSI McCown ball with 40 seconds left. Cushier gets it on the inbound. His turnaround shot is good. He didn't even jump on that. He shot it like a free throw. Cuts the lead to 2. Jabbar drives inside. Pass inside. No good. Rosario with the rebound. 25 seconds left. Dragons should hold for 1. Foul committed by Jabbar. 3rd foul of the quarter. Dragons should hold for 1 here. Marcus Nwamba subbed him back for the game. Sub now, number 31, Johnny Howard. Dragons will try to break the press. Rosario brings it up. Out to Kushner out top. Kushner out to Rosario. He'll hold it. 10 seconds left on the clock. We saw in the game JV a buzzer beater shot at the end of the first. Marcus has it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Step back 3 from the corners. No good. That will lead us to the end of the first quarter. As our cameraman gets hit along the baseline. 14-12. Port Richmond Red Running Raiders lead after 1. Bless you. We also happen to have some other games going on the island. It's not just this game right now. I'm sure those games are being live streamed on the YouTube. on the YouTube machine. Right now we have the CSIM Dragons versus Port Richmond Raiders. And Newdorf, we have a matchup between the McKee Staten Island Tech Seagulls 1-0 and the Newdorf Central Cougars also 1-0. In Grimes Hill, we have a matchup between the 1-0 Patrides Park Panthers and the 0-1 Tonnenville Pirates. The Dragons will get it here to start the quarter. Rosario brings it across for the Dragons. He looks to set up the offense. Passing Nuam at the top of the key. He's driving through the lane. He stops. Kushner, pull-up jumper is good. That's his 4th point of the night on pull-up jumpers. Dragons take the lead by 1 to start off the second quarter. Ball on the wing. Entry pass inside. Looks like a little scuffle here. Rosario will pick it up from the turnover. Back out to Santo. He tips it out of bounds. It will be CSIM Dragons ball. CSIM's got some clean baby blue jerseys from our sponsor Almighty. Shout out to David Flores, best jersey maker out there. Rosario looks at taking it in bounds. Dragons caught a break there, not having a turnover in front of the basket. Santo will bring it across. Port Richmond in man-to-man. Entry pass into Rosario. His fadeaway jumper short. Don Ryan with the rebound. His layup is good. He's up to about 6 rebounds on the night. Should be 17-14. Instead, they have it 16-14. Or maybe 16-14. Has it on the wing. He pulls up for 3. He sinks it. It is OJ used to play for 2 summers ago. 17-16. Port Richmond. Don Ryan brings it inside. He stops and 1. Don Ryan goes into contact. Hits the air 1 for the Dragons. 18-17. They lead. Number 23, sharpshooter Danny O'Connor subbing into the game. Don Ryan looking to complete his 3-point play here. Don Ryan will not complete the 3-point play. He misses it. Rebound, Port Richmond. They advance to transition. Jabbar has it on the wing. He drives inside. Layup is good. Port Richmond takes the lead 19-18. Jabbar is up to 5 points on the night. Danny O'Connor brings it across. His brother John O'Connor played for the Dragons 3 years ago. Nuama drives inside. His layup is good. Gets the Dragons the lead, 20-19. Nuama is going to be a pivotal scorer for the Dragons this year of the loss of Yusef Hoffman. Santo Flamenco picks it up. He passes it to Stanley. Kushner will bring up the court. He loses the dribble for a second. Nuama has it at the top, guarded by Jabbar. He drives in right, steps back left, has the ball at the top. Kushner's 3 for way down, won't go. Rebound, Port Richmond. Port Richmond has a lineup out that consists of no starting line of players as Marcus hits the and 1. He comes into contact as he pushes the wall to give the Dragons a 22-19 lead. As he looks on for the 3-point play. Big second quarter here from the Dragons, already outscoring them 12-9 in the quarter. Nuama's at the free throw line. He has his routine going. His shot, good. He completes the 3-point play. Gives the Dragons. It should be 23-19 lead. They fucked it. They messed it up on the scoreboard. Jabar's 3 for the wing. Looks like it's tipped. Stanley gets the rebound. Out to Santo. O'Connor's 3. Short. O'Connor won't go. Jabbar with the rebound. He pushes it up. Number 4, Kasim Croswell brings it up. Passes it out to the top. The drive left into the contact. Won't go. Rebound for Richmond Raiders. They'll reset it back out at the top. 23-19. Justin Roy has the ball at the top. He gives it up. The 3. No good. Long rebound. Nuama gets the rebound. He looks to bring it up. He slows it down. Inside the lane. No foul. He was looking for a foul. Port Richmond brings it up. Not good. Second chance opportunity is good for the Raiders. They go down by 1. No, sorry. They go down by 2. Santos, the floor general for the Dragons, calling up a play here. Let's see what he's got in store for the Dragons on offense. The Dragons obviously coached by great head coach Danny Lee. Port Richmond coached by head coach Jeremy Smalls. O'Connor drives it in. Kick out. Don Ryan on the wing. His 3-pointer. Long. Santo Flamenco with the rebound. His mid-range is good. He looks for contact. The Dragons take a 4-point lead off of Flamenco's jumper. Flamenco's a great player, transferred over from Curtis. As a 3 in the corner for the Raiders is no good. Nuama gets the rebound. He will slow it down. Coach Lee calling out offense on the sideline. Nuama gets it across the timeline. 25-21, Dragons leader late in the second quarter. Nuama's on the sideline. They call a carry on him. Looks like Marcus. Looks like he's getting subbed out here off of his mistake. Both of these teams last year indeed did make the playoffs, PSAL playoffs indeed. You automatically make the Staten Island High School League playoffs where they matched up. Ball in the corner, ball back up top to Quinton Wright. Back to the wing. Number 5, QA has it, he makes it. Jay Hill with the bucket, cuts the lead to 2. Kushner brings it across the floor. Flamenco catches it, brings it across. He's getting trapped. Timeout. Coach Lee takes a 30-second timeout. We will be back in just a second here in the Dragons' lair. We're good? Ciao, boy.
And speak clearly.
Yeah. If you tuned in for our JV matchup, here's a little recap. The Port Richmond Red Running Raiders ended up pulling out a win 44-38. The Dragons were led by sophomore guard Syed Gahith with a 25-point performance, which propelled the Dragons to have a close game. We are back in action here for the second half of play in the Dragons' lair. O'Connor brings it across the floor. Back out to Nuama. Rosario catches it. Flamenco in the corner. He drives baseline. Kick out O'Connor. Great ball movement from the Dragons. Nuama's 3. He sticks the 3 off a great ball movement. He sticks it 3. 28-23. Dragons. Interior pass inside. Back out to the corner. Tip by Rosario. They'll bring it out. They have a kick out corner. They'll take the option down low. Foul by Don Ryan. Port Richmond will be headed to the free throw line. Great ball movement by the Dragons led to that 3-point shot by Marcus Nuama. Number 4, Kasim Cromwell at the line. Last game at the free throw line, he shot 2 for 10. Not a great performance. Looking to come back on that right here. Second shot is also no good. Rebound, number 23 of the Dragons, Danny O'Connor. Nuama brings it across the floor. Flamenco 3 from the top of the key. three is no good. Rosario with the rebound. Back out to Don Ryan. He drives baseline. Turnover from Don Ryan. Port Richmond ahead in transition. Pomenko looks to take a charge. They don't call it. Port Richmond Raiders with the bucket from Quentin Wright as he cuts the lead to 3. Another turnover from the Dragons. Don Ryan with the rebound. That's about his 8th rebound so far. Rosario's pass into Nuama. He misses the layup. He gets his own rebound. He dribbles it back. O'Connor brings it up. He's driving in. He brings it up. The layup is no good. He'll get back on defense. 1:30 left in the second quarter. Wide open three from Port Richmond is good from number 3, Adam Krissa. Ties up the game at 28 apiece. Don Ryan has it down low. His layup blocked by number 4, CSIM Cromwell. They bring up the 4. Port Richmond 2-on-1 advantage. Adem lays it in the basket to give the Port Richmond Red Running Raiders a 2-point lead. 1 minute left in the second quarter. O'Connor kick out to Nuama. His corner 3. No good. Rebound number 22 on the Port Richmond Raiders. It's Aaron Bramble. They turn it over. Nuama gets it. 50 seconds left. 35-second fresh shot clock. What a dime! Santo Pomenko lays it in the basket to tie the game up at 30 apiece. Great pass there by Marcus Nuama ahead in transition for the layup. 30 seconds left. 25 seconds left on the shot clock left in the second half. They call a jump ball. Should be CSI Dragons ball, I believe. And it will be CSI McCown Dragons ball. Number 11, Stanley Kushner, subbing on for the Dragons. No, it will be Port Richmond's ball. Pardon me, my mistake. 27 seconds left. Raiders will not be able to have a fresh shot clock. And a foul in the middle. It's a miscommunication from the Dragons. Ties it up at 30 apiece. Number 1, Key Wright, will go to the free throw line, shooting 2. First shot is good by Wright. Raiders take a 1-point lead. Kushner coming on for the Dragons in replace of Don Ryan. Looks like Coach Mo's going to call a timeout. If they make it, yes, he will indeed. 32-30, Port Richmond takes the lead after Wright knocks down 2 straight free throws. The Dragons have a completely brand new team this year. They had 8 seniors on their roster last year, and the best player on the island, the junior, Yusuf Hoffman. Second timeout, coached by Coach Schmalz, is over. Let's see what Coach Schmalz comes out here defensively. Looks like he will come out in a 1-3-1 press. New look here from the Raiders. Let's see what Coach Lee and his staff got in order for this. They'll inbound to O'Connor. 20 seconds and running on the clock. Rosario pass ahead. It is a turnover, a costly turnover for the Dragons with 16 seconds left in the first half. .30, 10 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Adem is picked up by Marcus. He'll pump back. His three-pointer, long, no good. Rebounding Kushner. He gives it up. Port Richmond has it back. The layup is good to end the half. Port Richmond leads 34-30. We will be back for more second half action after this 10-minute break. We'll see you back here in the Dragons Lair. 34-30, the Port Richmond Red Running Raiders lead.
All right, we're back at the Dragons Den for the second half action. We're back with our normal camera. Thank God, the GoPro should be fine for the whole remainder of this second half. So we're gonna have the better camera, wider angle. Tyler is now doubling as the cameraman and co-commentator. So, you know, it's work in progress. We'll definitely make sure to get a better cameraman next time, a full-time cameraman. Our current one was busy tonight, so he couldn't come, but hopefully we're in for a good second half.
I'm just going to read all some stats of like here. My half team for the CSIM Count Dragons, Marcus Malone capped out at 10 points and 3 rebounds for the half. Santo Flamenco also had 7 points. For the Port Richmond Raiders, Q Wright had 14 points, and Adem Krista had 7 points. Both teams have both taken one timeouts.
All right, 34-30. Pretty close game here. Again,
It's fun.
pretty similar to JV, but Danny O'Connor is going to inbound the ball for the Dragons to Marcus Newman. Newman manning the floor. Calls for a screen from Don Ryan, out to Xavier, back out to Newman. Newman mid-range pull-up, no good. Stolen back by X. Out to Danny O'Connor for free, and good! Banks it home from free, Danny O'Connor. Way to start the second half off for the Dragons. In his face. Turnover by Port. Santo dribbling the ball down the court to Don Ryan. Don Ryan driving in lane and good on the layup. But Port on the counterattack, layup in, Garan, and good. Coach Lee definitely not happy about that one. Heated affair. Port for the free throw. And banks it home. 3-point play. Here comes the Dragons. Oh, bounce off Don Ryan's knee though. Turnover. Port Richmond gets the ball back. Up 2. Manning the floor. Santo, full press on him. Perimeter, good perimeter D by the Dragons. Pull up free, no good. But get their own rebound. No free, fake, and he gets bailed out by a missed shot. Dragons bringing the ball back. Marcus trying to dribble it back. Try to tie this one up, and Marcus loses it, and it's going back to Port. Marcus Newman having a rough few minutes here to start the second half. Port Richmond. No shot. Fake mid-range jumper. No good. That's a turnover. Marcus on the fast break. Into the lane. No good. Rebounded by Don Ryan. No good. Now Port goes on the break. Port, 2 men. And good. Tough play for Port Richmond. Santo airs it up to Marcus. Double teamed and stolen by the Port Richmond Raiders. Port again on a break. Down a man. Marcus still on the other side. Port misses it. Rebounded by Xavier. Out to Danny. O'Connor, one of the best perimeter shooters on the team. To Don Ryan, to Flamenco. Santo, no good from free. Xavier with the rebound. Out to Marcus. Marcus for free. No good again. X could not get that one back in. Again, you know, seems to be a trend here at Acorn Sports, but our home openers tend to be a rough broadcast. 3-point attempt by Port. Error. Nothing but error on that one. Port Richmond seems to be manning the floor. Danny steals it. Here comes the Dragons on the counterattack. Stolen though by Port. Into the lane and no good. Put back, no good. He got smacked in the face, no call though. Port again gets their own bound, and finally a foul's called on the Dragons.
That's crazy.
Fort Richmond going for their free throw. No good. Up and in. 39-35 for the guests, the Port Richmond Raiders. 5 minutes and 4 seconds to go in this third period here on Acorn Sports as Port takes their second free throw. And nothing but air. That's a violation on Port Richmond. Fanned on that one. And O'Connor to inbound. Out to Stanley. To Patrick. Back to Danny. To Santo. Back to Danny. Stanley. Double team. And stolen. Turnover by the Dragons again on the full man press. In the lay and no good. Stanley with the rebound. Santo. Driving down court. Pops it up to Stanley. That's a charge. The foul on Port Richmond. Danny's inbound it.
Boy, y'all, we need a bucket. Watch the pass.
Santo.
Hands up, no fouls, hands up.
Down the court. Santo, man. Out to Don Ryan. Out to Patrick Tucker. To Stanley. Don Ryan fakes the three, goes into the lane, fully pressured, and that's a foul by the Port Richmond Raiders. Port's complaining for no travel call, but Port had 2 men on him, full press aggression, so you win some, you lose some. CSI. Don Ryan for the free throw, excuse me. Good. 39-37. Port on the break. Out to the mid. Blocked by Don Ryan, but it's retained by Port Richmond. 3 men on him, and that's a foul and 1 for Port Richmond. Questionable call there by the referees, but can't argue. See, I'm only a commentator. What am I supposed to do about it? Rush the court? I don't think so. I don't want to get kicked out of school. I have a couple months left. We're not trying to do that. Here's Port. Make it a 5-point game, and it's good. 42-47. Santo gets the ball off the inbound from Marcus Newman. Back to Newman. Again to Santo. Playing hot potato now. Stanley gets it to Don Ryan. Shot by Patrick. Nothing but air on that. Marcus on the man. Stanley in the paint. Little dribble move in, and Port Richmond with a nice layup. Santo and Stanley playing hot potato. Full court press by the Port Richmond Raiders. Patrick. That's a foul on the Raiders. Some of the fans here for Port Richmond a little upset, but they want to stop. Can't complain. 7-point ball game though. CSI needs to start getting some shots off if they want to stay in this one. Stanley, give me free, and good. Banks it home. Give me that free, Stanley.
Move it around, make a pass.
Port now trying to respond to that free. Wide open look, and nothing but air on that. Caught by Newman. Out to Tucker. Tucker loses a little, but retains possession. Double team. Mark, and it's tipped. Port gets Marcus to fly early.
Every time.
Easy lay.
Make him nervous.
Full court press routine. Stanley has the ball.
Hands up, Todd.
Out to Santo. Santo. Mid-range jumper. No good. 6-point game. No one in the lane to guard, but rebounded by Stanley. On the break, Santo on the break, up and lay. And good. Santo. Senior guard for CSI. In the lane again. No foul, Stanley again. Late call. That's on number 4. Timeout by the Dragons, I believe. A little about Sano, if you don't know. Sano used to go to Curtis, was on their JV team, sustained an injury early on, and has made his way back. Now he's a varsity starter here for CSI, and he's been doing a pretty good darn job at it. I will say so myself. He's taken the point guard reins from last year's senior and current Wagner college track star, Keegan Beluga. You know, this team is a complete reset from last year. You know, obviously high school, there's a time mark on everyone, but they lost a lot of pieces. The whole lineup's almost gone from last year. The only retaining pieces are really Marcus, Boris, and Jalen. And even them, only really Marcus got serious minutes last year. But again, obviously, you can't talk about this team in the past couple of years without mentioning the best player in CSI history, Yusuf Hoffman. Again, we wish Yusuf the best of luck as he's been killing it out in Atlanta at his new team. But definitely a big loss for this team. Probably would have gotten to 2,000 points this year. Stanley for free, no good. So obviously, you wish nothing but the best. And that's CSI ball. Nice play by Don Ryan. Wish nothing but the best for Yusuf. But obviously, you can't look at that and not say it's a glaring loss for arguably the best Staten Island player in the past couple of years. Stanley wide open free off the rim. Don Ryan out to Newman. Newman contested free, no good. Court gets the rebound. Loses it. Marcus with a diving. Not on the line. Early call out. Early call out. Marcus. Yeah, well, I'm messing up this kid's name the whole game. Oops. Yeah, well. This is what happens when I'm not looking at the roster good enough. I've known Marcus. I literally went to middle school with this kid. I still can't say his name right.
Make it count. Make a pass.
Newman, jeez Louise. Marcus Nuwama. Again, you think you'd know after going to school with this kid for 7 years what his name is, but guess not. Here comes CSI. That's the X. That's a foul on Port Richmond, number 30. You know, I can't believe I've been saying that name incorrectly the whole time, and no one corrected me. So my apologies to Marcus, you know, my boy, my guy. Known this kid for so long, yet can't know his name. Well, we all make mistakes. Yeah, well, Marcus is going to look at that rebound later, or sorry, the turnover later, where he dove for the ball and be like, that wasn't out, because it wasn't. But we can't argue with the refs, can we? Nope. 46-42. X going to shoot his free throws. First one, no good, off the rim. Dragons currently running the lineup of Stanley, Don Ryan, X, Santo, and Marcus. 1:45 to go in this period. X drills the second. 3-point game. Port Richmond. That's Hassan. Out of bounds. Number 18 for Port Richmond. That's Hassan. Or sorry, number 13 for Port Richmond. That's Hassan Jaber. He, former CSI student, former JV member, transferred out his sophomore year. Turnover. Good play though by X. Almost gets hit on the throw by Hassan. Port trying to keep their lead ahead. Hassan turns it over, looking to find someone, but it's stolen back by Port again. Port on their break, 4 to 2 men. No good there. Here come the Dragons. Stanley slowing it down, guarded by Hassan. Travel on Stanley. Port in desperate need of a bucket to keep this lead. 3 points separating the two teams tonight. Highly contested affair. Port out to Hassan. Hassan, wide open look, but no good. Home ball. Lee did not like that call. Lee did not like that call. Nuama is calming him down. You know, I'll catch the hang of that name sooner rather than later. In the lane, nothing but air on that attempt. Don Ryan comes up with it. CSI ball on the timeout. You know, someone's going to have to track how many times I incorrectly said Marcus's name as Newman instead of Nuama tonight, because it's very likely I've said it at least 30 times. And that's my bad. Take a little, timeout break. Next game, hopefully, we get our cameraman so that Tyler doesn't have to, multitask. And, the battery's charged on the camera. We get a backup battery and all. Just the little things that cost money. We actually have 25 live viewers right now, which is pretty impressive. So, you know what? For our first rodeo, not too shabby. Newman, 25 people. I'm just saying. Marcus, triple team, but still gets through in the lane and good. What a play by Marcus Nuama. He tries going for the steal there. He's going at him. Port for 3. No good. Rebound missed by Don Ryan. Mishandled. Cameras holding battery. Should be good rest of the game. Marcus with a nice steal. Nuama into the paint. Blocked. Good foul. Good play by both squads there. Nuama struggled with his free throws a little bit in the first game, as did most of the team. Looking to, make this a tie or not take the lead with this free throw. Newman, no good on that one. Yeah, if I say Newman one more time, someone's got to pinch me. Nuama, I really gotta, I'm just gonna repeat that all night now. Nuama, Nuama, Nuama. And Nuama. Nothing on that. Port, 27 to go in the quarter. Trying to get one shot. Extend their lead. And it's mishandled. 21 to go. Oh, my bad. 21 seconds to go. CSI looking to take the lead into the fourth. Port Richmond looking to hold on to the lead. likely the last shot, if not one of the last shots of the period. Stanley, back to Sano, to Danny, out to Marcus. Double team through the congestion though. Marcus, 7 to go. Out to Danny, out to Stanley for free. Give it to me, Stanley. Free ball. And that's the half. What a shot by Stanley. What a quarter by the Dragons. 48-46. Lead is right back. What a play. Perfectly executed play by the Dragons right there. You know, cameras at a good percentage, so hopefully there's no overtime, no funky stuff. Yeah. What is that? It's at 25, which is fine because it was at 45 when we got here. So we're chilling, you know. We went a whole game with it on 45. I think it could hold. We better hope it does, because otherwise you're going to be listening to a play-by-play radio commentary. Or the old camera we'll bring back. But going into this final quarter, again, 8 minutes to go, barring overtime. This is a highly, highly competitive match so far. Both teams pretty evenly matched. Both teams, new cores, new everything. Someone's trying to make a statement here. Both 0-1, looking to go to 500, open up the season with a decent start. You don't want to go into a 0-2 drag here, especially against a team you're evenly matched with. Dragons gonna run with Danny O'Connor, Don Ryan, Stanley, who made the last shot of the period, Santo, and Marcus Nuama. Yeah, I said his name right. Congratulations to Aidan. Danny, pass out to Marcus. Nuama controlling the floor, back out to Stanley. Stanley, travel call, no foul. Looked like it hit his wrist. That's what Stanley's calling for, but no prevail. Here come Port, trying to take the lead right back, rob it out of their hand. And good play by the Port Richmond Regulars. Tie it all up. Full court press. Stanto out to Danny. Gotta find someone. Out to Don Ryan. Lee calling for a play. Marcus. Coming in, no prevail though. Out to Sano. 5 to go in the shot clock. Sano has to shoot it. Shot clock violation. Oh. Foul on Port Richmond. Called on number 4. Did he touch him? Did he not? That's the argument going on with the fans. The ref thinks he did. Arguing with the ref a little. That's a dive. Shot clock resets, obviously. Danny driving in. Out to Sano, no shot. Pump fake. Danny. Out to Nuama. Nuama driving into lane, no good. Rebound Port. On the break, Port Richmond takes the lead right back. Nice pass, crossbody. Marcus, and 1 for Marcus. Nuama with the hard end 1. 6:25 to go. All tied up at 50. Marcus gets up, shaking up a little, and he's gonna walk it off. Make his free throw, hopefully. Marcus trying to shake it off a little bit. They're giving him time, as they should. Clap it up for Nuama. And good. Lead goes to the Dragon. Here comes Sport. Finds number 3. No free for him though. That's going to CSI.
Don't jump over.
That's another foul on Port Richmond. Beautifully found pass for the Raiders, may I do say so myself. But number 3 could not land the free. Simple as that. You know,
Get physical. Get physical.
for whatever coaches are watching this film, excuse the first half. But next game will be fine.
He's nervous.
Santo trying to make something happen. 15 to go on the shot clock. Santo. Turnover. Port Richmond on the inbound.
Come on, John. Take a
Here
pass,
come the Raiders.
pass.
Number 3. Port trying to find something. Open look, no shot. Port trying to make something happen. Get that lead right back. Will that be the shot? That was not the dagger. Air ball.
Come on, y'all. Get the stop. Get the stop. Somebody get the stop.
Marcus is off the court and hurt. Danny trying to find a shot. Newman looking to hopefully stretch it out. Danny, no good. X with the put up. Back in. Hopefully we hear word about Marcus's injury and that he's all good. And X with the foul.
That's a horrible foul.
Marcus trying to hop it off. And he looks like he's coming back on. Got to tie his shoes, but looks like Marcus Nuama will be entering the game following his injury earlier in the period. 5:06 to go. Free throw for Port Richmond, down 3 points. Shot is up and no good. Here comes Marcus Nuama.
Take your time.
Port trying to make it a 2-point game. A shot. Sinks it. Timeout Port Richmond. 2-point game. You know, hard to do filler without your second broadcaster around. If you've watched any of the prior Acorn Sports broadcasts, you would be well aware of that. We tend to start yapping about interesting stuff when we're down at broadcaster. Last game it was tuna salad before Thanksgiving, so you know sometimes we just have to talk about random stuff. But again, next game hopefully Tyler will be back and we will actually have an operating broadcast booth when we get all of our stuff together. You know, always has to be a problem on opening night. Every other night seems to be fine, but when we like having opening nights, we tend to have every issue possible known to man here at Acorn Sports. You know, we appreciate you for continuously watching throughout this broadcast. We've had our difficulties, but hopefully we've maintained a decently successful broadcast. If you don't like my commentary, well, I don't like you, so deal with it. But yeah, we're gonna have plenty of guests on this year. Tyler, me, And again, obviously, our wonderful broadcast assistant, Owen Carlin.
Get a stop, y'all.
And hopefully, we got a permanent cameraman, because no offense, Ronald Spear has not been the most reliable. But here comes Marcus, following his injury, into the paint, and one! What a play! Injury means nothing to this kid. Put a bandage on Port Richmond right now. Marcus is on fire. Much dismay from the Port fans following that call. Marcus sinks it. It's a wide open look for Port, but no good on the lay. Stanley bringing it down the court. Pass to Santo. Santo in the lane. Nice no-look pass. Out to Marcus. Out to Danny. Throws it a little hard. Goes off his knees, but retains it. Danny. Floater. No good. Port on the counter. 4:30 to go. Port for free. And sinks it home. Nothing but net there for Port Richmond. 2-point lead for CSI.
Take it.
Santo. Out to Stanley. Don Ryan's wide open. No one sees him, but Danny for free. And sinks it home! Danny O'Connor! 3-point demon. Stolen by Marcus. Here come the Dragons. Slow that pace down. Marcus, though, in the lane. No prevail. Off Don Ryan's face. And that's CSI ball. Port Richmond are watching their hopes crumble away slowly. Team's fired up, but if they want to hold on, they got to take this pace down a little. Timeout by the Dragons. 3:42 to go, 5-point lead. What do you say about Marcus Nuwama coming out the game for injury, coming right back in, getting a nice N1, and he seems to be taking control of this team right now. You need a star man to replace your best player in recent history. This kid might be him. For Port needs to get back in their consistency. They were operating a good game plan, but they're starting to play sloppy right now. They can't hold on to the ball, it seems. It's starting to look like the JV game. You know, they need to get open. They need to play their space right if they want a shot at coming back in this one. They have shooters. They have plenty of playmakers. But the execution is what matters, honestly, at the end of the day. This game's dragging, like always. I should have told my mom to come a little later, pick me up, because, 17-year-old doesn't have a car. Well, hopefully if anyone's driving tonight, it's the Dragons driving to victory. What? Corner open for Stanley. Santo banks it home. Fire me up, Santo. Flamenco makes the three-pointer. And in lane, Port though. CSI, you need to slow it down. Danny O'Connor. Out to Don Ryan for free. No good. Port. Three-pointer, ain't good. Swish that. Cha-ching, Port Richmond. 3-point game. Stolen, snatched out of Nuwama's hand. Port can tie it up with a free. That's their best shooter. That was not his best shot. No good. Still have possession. In the paint. Jump. Retains and ports. Possession.
Get open, get open. Come on, Q, orchestrate.
Here come Port. In the lane, nice feed and good. 1 point game.
Hands up, no foul.
Marcus double team and a travel. Port looking to snatch the Hawks right back. Down 1. Looking to take it slow. Gonna come down to the wire. Port has 4 fouls, 1 in Sabone. 2 on CSI. 3-point look for Port, no good. And that's out on Port into the cheerleaders.
Get it back.
Bro, Stanley. Stop letting him shoot, bro.
CSI looking to hold on, extend their lead. Santo barely gets over. Timeout, CSI. You know, Port's complaining that they were out of bounds. CSI called a timeout regardless. From what I saw, Santo's foot was still in bounds though. So, you know what? You could look at the replay. Doesn't matter. We called a timeout. So, like, complain all you want. And 1 point game, 2:08 to go. CSI doesn't have the benefit of the fouls right now, so they need to just play their game slow, try to hold on, try to shoot it, and not try to get too aggressive. Because if they start like rushing this offense, there's not much time left. Awkward silence right now. And this is what happens when I have one broadcaster with me. Thanks, GoPro. Or actually, thanks, cameraman, for not showing up. It's whatever. We have a game on Thursday, too. So make sure to join us here at the CSIM Dragon's Den on Acorn Sports yet again on Thursday. We have like 5 straight home games, actually, the guys. I cannot tell you when the next girls broadcast is, but it will be next time we're home, so. Patrice is the opponent on Thursday, by the way, if you're not familiar. Marcus, out to Danny. Sano in the corner. Danny out to Marcus. No shots. 10 to go on the shot clock. Marcus out to Stanley. Stanley for free. No good. No rebound. CSI snatches it back. Don Ryan out to Danny O'Connor. Ain't good! Danny O'Connor!
Keep going.
CSI, 4-point, 2-possession game. Mid-range jumper and banks it home. 2-point game, 1:20 to go. Santo. Out to Don Ryan. Out to Danny again. Out to Newman. Nuama, geez Louise, can I say his name wrong one more time? Out to Sano. Back to Nuama. A little under a minute to go. Into the paint, no foul called. And out of bounds on Port Richmond. Marcus still a little shaken up from the initial injury. Long time to get it up here. Obviously playing through something. Danny, it's inbound. Ooh. Warning by the ref to Nuama and Port. Santo has the ball. That's out call there. Comes Don Ryan. 5 on the shot clock. 3. O'Connor puts up the shot. And there you go. Shot clock violation. Stops the clock. 42 seconds to go. And a timeout by Danny Lee. Down to the wire. Who's coming up with the shot? CSI has the lead. Will it end like this, 65-63? Will Port Richmond have a miracle? Will CSI have a miracle? One of these teams has to win it. Matter is who's going to win it. Interesting camera angles from Tyler Lee, showing the whole crowd off. Going full 360. You know, let's check.
Yeah, here.
The camera has like 10% left. So luckily, we only have 41.8 seconds to go. If it's overtime, we may be cooked. If it's overtime, we might have to switch cameras. Goodness me. The student section up on their feet, looking to give some motivation. Game of the year already. Second game of the year. Coming down to the wire here. Something's bound to end. Someone's bound to break. Someone's going to be the hero tonight. Question is, who will be the hero? 35 to go. 27 on the shot clock. Port might drain this out. No open looks. Dragons, good defense. 19 to go. In the lane. And foul! No shot in though. No travel called. Lee's calling for the travel, but they get the foul.
Take your time, Q.
21.2 to go.
20 seconds left. They just fouled, they're like bots.
Whole team going to Lee on that first hole. Little warning, no free throw there.
21.2.
X fouled out on that. Thanks to Tyler Lee for the update. You know, my statistician right here. Port, make both. And it's all tied. Miss one and we got a game. And he makes the first one. You cannot hear a thing here in the Dragons Den. CSI's loud. Will it work though? No good, but the rebound goes to Port Richmond. Travel call. Travel. Oh my goodness. Heartbreak for the Raiders. 1 point lead for the Dragons.
Stanley, get that ball.
Sonny Maldonado wants Stanley with the ball. Someone will get it. Stanley gets it. Marcus gets it. Dribbling it out and fouled. No one stopped the clock.
Oh my, Marcus, you have to.
The clock should be 19.2. The clock is incorrect. They are fixing it, despite everyone screaming. 18.6 added. A little less than I thought, but you know what? Why would I want Port with more?
Slow down, Mark.
Marcus, Nuama. No good. We got grown men telling a high schooler he sucks. But you know what? We ball. Here comes Marcus. Second free throw. And he makes it. No timeout. 15 to go. The shot by Port.
Marcus gets that ball. What a play by Marcus. What a play by Marcus Nuama. Yusuf Hoffman, who? We have Marcus. Pressure, the weight on his shoulders, the amount of pressure for Marcus is unimaginable.
CSIM, baby. Come on.
Marcus for the first. And he gets it. 3-point game. 8.7 seconds left. 3-point game. Second free throw. Could be the game. In the home opener. He drills it. Port on the break. Loses the ball. Stanley intercept. That's the game. 3.6 to go. Port fouls, but there's no chance for Port Richmond. No chance for Port to come back. 4-point deficit, 3.6. Stanley fully closing out. What will be no good though. The home opener victory for the CSIM Dragons.
That's what we do, man.
Barring 8 improbable, impossible, no way it's happening. And that might be it. Port at the buzzer. No good. That's a home opener victory at the Dragons then. 5. Marcus Nuama calls game. What a game for the team. What a game for the program. We finish out opening night at the Dragons Den, 69-64. We'll be back on Thursday. Thank you for joining us here at Acorn Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great night.